Sit down, have a drink, and let's talk about some vinyl. Wow, that was unfair. Does have a bit of ring wear. This to Joshua Tree. The fire today is this one. It's Black Sabbath. Which is George Harrison. All things must pass.
Oh, you're attacking.
It's been a long, hot summer. Probably one of the best ones I think we've had in a long time in the UK. And I picked up quite a few box sets. Some new, some second hand. So yeah, I like to show them really and talk about them. And you know, some of them might not be necessarily your cup of tea, and some you might think like, why did I get this? But I picked up a couple of cheap box sets, not particularly desirable really. Most people sort of pass on them. I just want to touch on this really, and those are the Reader's Digest box sets. You see them in charity shops and record shops. I picked out a couple of box sets from my local record shop. He has quite a few bins worth of like records he sells, and then he gives that donation to charity shops or some kind of charity. And I picked out two, and you know, offered a couple of quid. I didn't really want to pay a lot for them really. You know, they're not really that important to me. Well, there was a couple there I picked out, and this one is down memory lane. A salute to the 40s, and yeah, I actually quite like some of the old 40s, even some of the old like 30s. Actually, I quite like. But anyway, yeah, this is a sort of era my dad, you know, was brought up as a kid, and you know, and I know a bit of music from my father of that era. I'm not a massive fan or anything. There's just a few songs, you know, which I'm familiar with, and I like. And you know, these Reader Digests, a lot of these are really, I would have thought, unwanted Christmas presents, because I pretty much guaranteed you can pick up one of these quite cheaply, and it'll be absolutely immaculate inside. The records will be spotless, you know, fine, like they've hardly ever been played, if not maybe ever been played. Inside these boxes, these records are fantastic. They sound great, you know, and a lot of people pass on them. But I mean, if you find one which has got a good shaped box, chances are the records will, you know, probably be the same. In fact, many cases they are, because I don't think a lot of these got a lot of play. You know, some might have done, but there's a lot I think which probably weren't. But yeah, 40s box set. you know, and it's what, £1. You know, you can't really argue with that. So I'll probably like record it to my computer, like all the records, and maybe I'll donate the box set later on, maybe to, you know, to some sort of charity or whoever. And this one as well, another Reader's Digest. It is the Pop Legends, and as you can see, we've got Buddy Holly, Cliff Richards, Beach Boys, the Hollies, Roy Orbison, the Everly Brothers, Elvis Presley, and the Shadows. I mean, you got a good selection there. I mean, fantastic, really. Of course, there's the back. As you can see, all the songs, all the artists, and yeah, I mean, you know, if you just want to play something, you know, these are a quick go-to. You know, if you say you got records which, you know, you might have some Beach Boys records or something which you might not necessarily want to dig out and play. Maybe they're originals, maybe they're like mint condition or something, and you can just go to like this box set and just pick out what you want to listen to without touching your expensive records, so that makes sense. I know you've got other means of playing music, there's like, you know, MP3 and CD and all that, but if you want to go down the vinyl route and you didn't want to dig out your collection as such, you can, you know, one of these box sets, you know, it might be useful for you. You know, I don't know. Well, I'm certainly going to get some use out of this. I'm going to enjoy listening to the Hollies. I love the Hollies. Buddy Holly, one of my favourites of the 50s. The Beach Boys is one of my favourite bands of all time. You know, I might even go as far to play a bit of the Everly Brothers, maybe even a bit of Roy Orbison. So yeah, there you go. This was £1, and great value for me, I think. Right, this next one will be the crown in the jewel. I paid quite a bit for this. As you would expect for analogue recordings of the Beatles, and this is probably the best way to go about it without breaking the bank for the actual original albums of the 60s. Yeah, I brought the blue box set, the BC 14, I think it is, made in the 70s, I believe. This was an expensive box set back in the day, and if you want the analogue recordings, it's all in this box set. You know, everything today pretty much of the Beatles is digital. So really, you buy an album today of the Beatles on vinyl, and it's from the 2009, even from the 80s, it'll be digital recording, unless you actually go out and seek out the actual original records, which are in analogue mono. But for analogue stereo, this is the way to go. And the records are great as well. I mean, the condition of them is fantastic, because you've got the box set, which actually sort of more or less protects them, really. You know, as you can see, you know, this might be the way to go. And I expect there's a lot of people who have this already. But yeah, this is going up in value, you know, and it'll climb up probably more and more in value in the years to come. You know, unless they actually do a proper Beatles box set of analogue recording, you know, in either stereo or mono, which they're not really seem to be doing at the moment. You know, unless they actually open up the vaults and dig out those master tapes, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. This is pretty much the only way maybe to go for a lot of people, to get them on vinyl fairly cheaply. You know, I mean, this was what, 300 odd quid, and you could probably pay that for, I don't know, the Beatles' "Please Please Me" album. You know, an original of that. You know, it set you back easily over 100. That's just for one album. But I mean, yeah, there's the Beatles box set you can buy. I think they did a few years ago, but getting one now is going to be really, really dear, being that it's out of print. You know, that's the trouble. Things sell out and they go out of print and they climb up in value, especially if it's Beatles. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm glad to have this in the collection. This is perhaps one of my best expensive pieces of vinyl I actually have. So yeah, I'm glad to finally have the box set. I mean, I have the other albums on vinyl, like the 2009 reissues they did, but to have the actual analogue, it's great. I'm pleased about that. Yeah, moving on. Picked up this Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers broadcast collection. So another one of Tom Petty's. I got off the list. I love this front cover. So yeah, 70s Tom Petty in the picture there, and the broadcasts is from 29th of November 1977, and we got 77 again, and another broadcast in 1987. So yeah, it's all on the back there. So yeah, 77 to 87. So yeah, glad to have this for my Tom Petty collection. Moving on into the to the 90s now, and I do like 90s music, being that I was raised as a child in the 90s. I brought this Cast, the vinyl collection. So yeah, every album of Cast, of course, from 95 to 2001 is in here. All Change, Mother Nature Calls, Magic Hour, and Beetroot. I have 3 of them on CD. I used to play All Change rather a lot back in the 90s as a kid, and Mother Nature Calls. All Change, an original copy of All Change now will set you back probably about £100 now. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, for the original copy of All Change. Mother Nature Calls would probably be a bit cheaper. That's still a good album. I think the best 2 are the first 2. Probably, it's tough. They've got some really good deep tracks on these 2 albums as well. I mean, Live the Dream on Mother Nature Calls is a brilliant song.
Somebody's after me. I can't pretend to be something I know I'm not. And when they come for me, I'll just let them be, 'cause all that I need today is all I need. I just don't wanna be thinking thoughts that I think, dreaming my dreams, I'm drifting within. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. Come on, look within.
But maybe the first album might just edge it for me of the best one. So yeah, glad to have this on vinyl, and I will be giving it a listen very soon. And finally, I pulled the trigger on another Tom Petty box set, An American Treasure. I have this, and it's basically got all sort of unreleased live songs on there. It's heavy. So yeah, there's a lot there, a lot of live music. So I'll be actually have this on CD as well. So but yeah, it's good stuff. I love Tom Petty, and I pretty much get anything of Tom Petty's if I can. So I'm glad to have that to add to the Tom Petty collection. And that's basically it. Yeah, there you go. I hope I've not rambled on too much. I hope everyone is enjoying their summer. I'm enjoying it to an extent. The kids are still driving me up the wall. But apart from that, you know, it's been good. So the weather's been fantastic. So I can't complain really. So I hope everyone is well. Till next time, see you soon. Bye for now.